And Cody, it's a 6-1 win, spoiling the Lancers' home opener. 4 straight wins for the club. I mean, can they be riding any higher than the team is right now, especially in that locker room, knowing how close the guys are?
Yeah, and I think tonight was a testament to the togetherness of the group. There were, I think, extended periods of this game where there was a lot of bending, where Omaha did a fantastic job of sustaining some pressure, creating chances in our own end. And, it was in those moments that Mac came up with a couple big saves. It was a couple huge block shots, getting under sticks and clearing bodies, and a little bit of luck involved too. And, what I like about this group, and I've said from the start, is they love to compete. And they love to win. And I think if you watch in that third period, it was all hands on deck. And, we took advantage when we were given opportunities. And it feels good. I'm really happy for the guys, to find a win in this manner where we come into a hostile building, a big-time rival. And there were some periods of this game where, we disagreed with a couple calls and, maybe the momentum shifted against us and we spent some time in our zone, but to battle through it as a group, I loved the bench energy. I loved the positivity on the guys. So it was a true group effort, and I'm proud of them.
And before that first period ended, it's a 0-0 tie, last minute of that first period, and then you blink, and it's 2 goals in 21 seconds from a couple of unlikely sources in terms of guys who haven't reached the score sheet yet this season, but it's Ty Glover and Owen Michaels, 2 guys getting their first ever USHL goals. It must have been pretty spectacular to watch from your angle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're thinking we had some ups and downs throughout the course of that first period, and a couple, near misses on our end and a couple near misses on the other end, and all of a sudden you go from thinking, that was a pretty even period back and forth. There's some things we gotta sure up, to all of a sudden having a little bit of a cushion going into the locker room. The thing for us was to expect them to push, which they absolutely did in that second period. I don't know how our response was. I know how it felt, but without watching it back, it's tough for me to comment and how our game was and how we were able to get to our game in the second period. But for the most part, I thought we stayed the course, and obviously that cushion is helpful.
It seems like we talk about that top line of Travis Treloar, Christian Sarlo, and Josh Grohl all night, but it was Josh Grohl standing out, that hat trick, of course. And then we talk about finding out different ways to score and getting into the soft areas of the ice. Grohl seems to just use his explosive speed and his skill in tight areas where some guys may be too fidgety with the puck. He's as smooth and comfortable as he can be. What did you see from him tonight, aside, of course, from those 3 tremendous goals?
Yeah, he was the finisher on the line tonight, but ultimately that line is a product of those 3 players, and it takes all 3 of them, and all 3 of them are involved, whether they're on the score sheet or not. And anything good that happens out there, you can be pretty sure that at least 2 out of the 3 are involved, and they're all different. They each bring something a little bit different. They all have the ability to finish. They're all willing to work. And that's the biggest component of that line and why they're having success. And it's not just them. There's a lot of guys that are finding success, and we're finding some team success through that work ethic and that competitive nature.
Yeah, it's a complete team effort, a reason why the Stars won 4 straight. Last question for you, Cody. Ryan McKinchak, 32 saves on 33 shots. He's 2-0 on the season, and he made some acrobatic stops using every single part of his body, it seems. Some stand-up saves, some butterfly saves. How much comfortability does it give you knowing that you've got depth up front, you've got depth on the back end, and you've got 2 solid goaltenders in Jake Musatelli and Ryan McKinchak?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's been great since he got here, and what I love about Ryan is he's a Lincoln Star. He loves to compete, and you saw it here tonight. He came up with a couple big saves that we really needed when we really needed them. Those scrums in the front, he's as active as anybody, finding and locating pucks, and you know what? He loves to compete, and I love that. So he had a fantastic night. He was huge for us, especially when we needed him to be. So I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him, and like I said, it was a group effort that was the result that we wanted. So we're excited.
He's Stars head coach and GM Cody Chupp. I'm Cristiano Simonetta. The Stars win 6-1 over the Omaha Lancers. They've won 4 straight. They'll be back in action against Des Moines next week against the Buccaneers.